Zeke Franklin, who reflects on his impulsive hookup with Yvette Mitchell on Black Friday. When Yvette unexpectedly runs into him, she apologizes, acknowledging the mistake and its potential to hurt Zeke's girlfriend, Nichelle Torres. Zeke confesses he thought he could control his weaknesses but admits he's not as strong as he believed. Before Yvette can ask if Zeke plans to tell Nichelle herself arrives, sensing tension. When Zeke struggles to explain, Yvette admits Zeke attended her Black Friday party. Nichelle, upset, questions Zeke's presence at the party, only for Dee Dee to interject, revealing she invited him. As Yvette quietly slips away, Nichelle confronts Dee Dee about her motives. Dee Dee deflects, claiming Zeke is just a friend, and reminding Nichelle that she wasn't available on Black Friday. Hurt, Nichelle accuses Dee Dee of being a poor influence on Zeke and storms off. While Zeke reassures Dee Dee she isn't at fault, Dee Dee's insincere remorse casts doubt on her intentions. At the Mitchell estate, Wanda Mitchell struggles to hide her guilt after sleeping with Owen Grant on Black Friday. Her husband, Udell, notices her unease and presses her for the truth. To deflect suspicion, Wanda shifts the blame to Udell's endorsement of Heidi Russo for district attorney, reigniting their ongoing marital tension. Udell insists they must present a united front for their daughter Yvette's sake, but Wanda's frustration boils over. She accuses him of dismissing her efforts to repair their marriage. Udell counters, pointing to her actions as the root of their problems. Though Wanda apologizes, Udell demands meaningful change rather than empty words before walking away, leaving their relationship in shambles. Quinlan Franklin prepares to launch her primetime news program, planning to discuss the mysterious passing of Danny Clark in the near future. While her boyfriend Ben Russo supports her ambition, he warns that implicating the powerful opinions could provoke retaliation. Gwynlyn remains undeterred, determined to uncover the truth. Despite Ben's warnings that there's no evidence linking Danny's death to the Opinyas, Quinlan plans to confront Sean Opinya, the head of a questionable parlor business. Concerned for Quinlan's safety, Ben offers to approach Sean himself, signaling his willingness to protect her at all costs. Vivian Jones updates her lover, Pacho Torres, on her success in acquiring shares from Gianni, Heidi, and Max Russo. She reveals her next target is Isidore, but admits it will take careful manipulation to secure his trust. Vivian's strategy hinges on exploiting family divisions, particularly between Clarisse and her sons. Vivian plans to use Pacho's media influence to launch a smear campaign against Heidi. She theorizes the negative publicity will fracture Clarisse's relationships within the family, especially with Gianni. Though Pacho questions her methods, Vivian persuades him to proceed, setting the stage for a devastating family fallout. At Shirley's Diner, Max Russo and Vanessa Dorval discuss their new hangout spot, but the mood shifts as Max expresses lingering anger over his cousin Alan's role in enabling Keith Berg. Vanessa empathizes, but reminds Max that Keith alone is responsible for his actions. Despite her efforts to comfort him, Max continues to blame himself for Ulysses' passing, which deeply upsets Vanessa. She suggests using the trial's impact statement as a chance to release his emotions and heal, but Max is skeptical. Their conversation is interrupted by Shirley, the diner owner, whose unease grows upon learning Max is a Russo, as she hides the secret that her daughter Vivian is Lorenzo Russo's illegitimate child. Meanwhile, at Theodosius's palace, Isidore Russo checks in on Isabel Torres after her first Thanksgiving without Ulysses. Their bittersweet exchange is disrupted by Harley Drake, who confronts Isidore about Alan revealing his affair with Terry Murphy. Harley shocks Isidore by accusing him of hiding Terry's role in Dante's death and questions his motives for keeping this from Isabel. Isidore insists he's sparing Isabel additional pain, but Harley doubts his intentions, leaving him troubled as she departs. In Theodosius's palace, Quinlan Franklin celebrates her news program's premiere with her brother Zeke, who is visibly distracted. Quinlan senses tension between Zeke and his girlfriend Nichelle and presses him for details. Zeke avoids revealing the full truth, instead blaming their issues on Nichelle's distrust of his friendship with Dee Dee. Quinlan advises him to end the friendship, but Zeke cryptically hints that Dee Dee isn't the real problem. Outside a massage parlor, Ben Russo confronts Sean Opinya about Danny Clark, a young woman connected to the establishment who recently died. Sean denies knowing Danny, but Ben suspects otherwise, pointing out her frequent presence near the parlor before her life was taken. Sean deflects, demanding Ben leave. Once Ben departs, Sean urgently calls his brother Wade, warning him about the growing scrutiny, signaling a deeper mystery surrounding Danny's death. Sean meets his older brother Wade in his office, revealing that someone has been questioning him about Danny Clark's death. Wade grows frustrated and warns Sean against engaging with this person. Sean reassures him that he sent the individual away, but reveals that Danny was seen near the parlor where she worked. When Wade learns the interrogator was private investigator Ben Russo, he grows concerned. Wade suspects Quinlan Franklin may have sent Ben, but Sean is skeptical. Wade vows to uncover how Quinlan might have discovered Danny's connection to the parlor. Later, Quinlan meets with Ben to discuss his encounter with Sean. Ben admits Sean offered no answers and refused to let him speak with the parlor workers, who Quinlan suspects may also be victims of trafficking. She urges Ben to take action, but he reminds her of the psychological control such operations wield over victims. Quinlan insists that exposing the truth could bring the operation down. Ben advises her to address Danny's case publicly, promising to protect her as she continues her investigation. Meanwhile, Pacho Torres informs Owen that a smear campaign targeting DA Heidi Russo will proceed, despite Owen's initial hesitation. Afterward, Pacho updates Vivian, who is enthusiastic about the campaign's potential to destabilize Clarice Russo's family. Vivian defends her strategy, stating it's necessary for her to take over Russo Jewelers. Pacho warns Vivian not to let power corrupt her, but she assures him that maintaining control of the company is her top priority. At Theodosius's palace, Owen encounters Wanda and attempts to talk to her. Wanda is furious, especially after Owen openly references their affair. She insists that she loves her husband Udell and refuses to leave him. Owen accuses her of being in a loveless marriage and offers her the chance to meet him at a hotel that night. Although Wanda initially rejects him, she secretly follows him, leaving her next move uncertain. Heidi confronts Pacho about his smear campaign against her, accusing him of using her infidelity as a personal attack. Pacho coldly defends his actions, reminding her that nothing stated was false and that she should expect scrutiny as a candidate for re-election. When Heidi questions his animosity toward her family, Pacho accuses Isidore of attempting to seduce his mother and criticizes Heidi for not recognizing Keith Burke's unstable upbringing while involved with his father Finnegan. Heidi defends herself, asserting she had no connection to Keith during her affair. Fed up, she declares she'll focus on garnering support elsewhere, to which Pacho warns that her opponent, Owen, will appeal to those seeking a fresh start. The exchange intensifies as Heidi shifts the blame for Keith's actions back to his upbringing and asserts her commitment to holding him accountable for his crimes. Clarice and Gianni discuss Owen's smear campaign against Heidi, with Clarice expressing discomfort over the resurfacing of old scandals. While Gianni downplays the campaign's impact, Clarice suggests Heidi step down to prioritize the family. Gianni is appalled, asserting that Heidi would never agree. Their conversation shifts to family tensions, particularly Isidore's lies and his indirect role in Kiev's violent actions. Gianni expresses frustration at Clarice's attempts to shield Isidore, accusing her of enabling his brother's behavior and storming off, leaving their strained relationship unresolved. Shelley expresses her concern over Owen's campaign, particularly his use of her family's pain for political gain. Jeremiah, uninterested in politics, emphasizes his focus on family and faith. Shelley, however, insists they endorse Heidi to prevent Owen from becoming district attorney. Jeremiah hesitates, worried about potential backlash. Shelley remains resolute, confident in their ability to withstand any challenges. Eventually, they agree to support Heidi, solidifying their stance against Owen's tactics. Shirley voices concerns to her husband Isaac about their move to Valley Park after meeting Max Russo and learning about his cousin Alan's visit. Their conversation is interrupted by Wade Apina, who accuses Isaac of unprofessional conduct involving private investigator Ben Russo. Despite Isaac's denials and attempts to defuse the situation, Wade leaves unconvinced. Shirley, alarmed by the confrontation, questions Isaac, who who cryptically attributes the tension to reporter Quinlan Franklin stirring up trouble, leaving an ominous note about their future in Valley Park. Can't get enough of the crazy world of In Times Like These? Treat yourself to a binge watch of In Times Like These. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. You're not ready for what's to come, but tune in anyways.